Hello, it's Doug from Behind Closed Doors, and today I'm going to be looking at a video called How to Actually Text Girls. Now, for those of you who don't know, who haven't seen my videos before, I have a product called What to Message a Girl for Online Dating Success, and I'll leave the link in the description box below. And I'll tell you exactly what to write, word for word, nothing more, nothing less. So let's have a look, see what this gentleman says, because I'm always interested to know what other people's strategy is.
Jeffrey's phone notification goes off again. It's her. He's so happy that she's replying. She seems so interested in him. Jeffrey's finally happy, but she keeps making excuses not to meet him. Jeffrey sees her Snapchat story and she's with another guy. It's been weeks, it's been months, and eventually the girl that Jeffrey's been texting gets into a relationship with the guy that she's been f***ing all this time. Adonis texts girls in the proper way. Adonis is the guy in the girl's Snapchat stories, and he's the only one in her mind.
Yeah, so that seems to be the unfair divide in the dating world, and the majority of men struggle with this issue. And so that's why videos like these are very helpful, so that you don't waste your time and emotional energy on people that aren't interested in you. Don't know if this is part of the texting strategy. Yeah, with the old six-pack and shit, you can have a six-pack or not have a six-pack. Here's me with a six-pack and here's me not with a six-pack. I've been fat and I've been fit. And it honestly makes no fucking difference. I've had a six-pack and I've not dated at all. And I've been fat as fuck and gone on 3 dates a day. So if a girl likes you, she likes you. And having a six-pack or not is kind of irrelevant.
All of the advice that I see online for texting girls is absolute trash. Normal, simpy, little spurgy people tell you to
Yeah, I've got to say, that's been my experience too.
do memes, send her memes, make her laugh. And the Red Pill's alpha males text game is too avoidant. It doesn't kindle a connection, and it's too much. It just only focuses on texting for logistics. Both ways are trash. I'm going to teach you my way, which is far better than all of them. First of all, my name is Hamza.
Thanks, mate. And for those of you who haven't seen my videos before, I base everything I do on honesty, trust, and respect. So that's what I base dating on.
I help young men go through the Jeffrey to Adonis transformation through self-improvement. You're clearly interested in that. Scroll down right now, click on the subscribe and the post notification button, and it's a win-win for both of us. So I have personally tried...
Well, so far I'm only a minute and a half into this video, but this guy seems to be on his game and seems to know what he's talking about. So yeah, go and subscribe to his channel, even though I haven't actually seen his advice, and this is the first video I've ever seen of him. But I can see the way that he handles himself, that he's got game, so to speak. My way is slightly different, because I say that the only winning move is not to play the game. So it'll be very interesting to see what he says.
All the different styles of texting. When I was in college and I was about 17 to 18, I was doing the whole funny memes, message her all day, make her feel good, and send her like all the funny stuff and make jokes with her and text her and write X next to the message and stuff. When I was in university and I was going through my degenerate years.
Yeah, that's usually because girls say, I just want to be with a guy that makes me laugh. And so then a lot of guys think, oh, well, if I can make her laugh, then she'll fancy me. And it doesn't quite work like that.
I was doing the full-on, just Red Pill, text for logistics. My first message to a new girl would deadass be, meet me tonight. And so it was a numbers game, and it did technically work, but not as effective as my current way to text. My current way to text, I'd say the most mature way that I've actually...
Yeah, I'd say one way is too soft, and the other way is too hard.
Being a guy who uses text to communicate is... I text in a very business, somewhat formal manner, but I also send emotional connecting messages too, and we're going to break that down. So here is the step-by-step strategy.
Yeah, I don't think about sending emotional connection messages until I actually have an emotional connection with them, and that's usually later on, so I don't do it in the initial text messages.
To turn a stranger into a lover. Step number 1 is the initial connection. It's when you match with a girl on a dating app. It's when maybe she follows you on Instagram, or when you approach her and you get her number. Step number 2 is the first message that you're going to send her, and it's a simple...
Yeah, the other thing as well is I don't have much on social media. I didn't have an Instagram or anything like that, so it was basically just off Tinder and Bumble and Hinge and all that kind of stuff. that I managed to go on like 3 dates a day. So that was without all the social proof, Facebook and Instagram and all that kind of stuff. I kind of felt the less she knew about me, the better. That's the way that I liked it. I wanted her to get to know me in person, not to read and watch a load of stuff on social media or on YouTube or anything like that and decide in advance. I like to get to know people one-on-one. And I don't actually like texting, which is another reason why I was so good at it.
Hi plus a genuine. Hold the red pill guys. Bro, never validate her, bro. I don't give a f, bro. If I think.
Yeah, that came from the old pickup artist thing. They used to call it negging, where they say you shouldn't like compliment a girl and that you should give her put downs and things like that. And I don't agree with all that shit. I think that's a load of bollocks. I might misunderstand the concept, and it might be more playful than it sounds. So it's sort of like negging is more akin to teasing, but even still, I don't like being teased, and I don't like teasing other people, especially if they're insecure about something.
I'm gonna tell her that authenticity and that genuinity is why I'm attractive and why I seem confident. I'm not gonna hold back. If I feel a certain way about someone, I'm not gonna hold back in telling them. Forget the rest of this video, forget most of the advice you've ever seen in terms of interacting with women. When your brain generates a thought and you don't express that thought, you've already lost. That authenticity is how you
This guy is saying exactly the same kind of stuff that I would say.
Automatically polarize women, the women who would actually be compatible with you. That's all you need to know. Like, I could end the video right here. Text her what your brain says. If your brain says some stupid shit, trust me when I say that if you actually texted that sort of stuff.
This is probably where I disagree a little bit. I think you should do that as you get to know somebody, but I don't think you should do it on the initial text message. What I do is literally copy and paste, and you can just alter it to suit whoever you're talking to. It's so simple and direct and straightforward. And I'm not texting to see if she likes me or not. I'm texting to see if I like her or not. And that's the big difference between me and a lot of the guys that do these kind of videos.
To every girl, you would eventually find the girl who truly is compatible with you. All of the texting advice is such trash because it's too different from what your natural brain is like, and so eventually you start matching with girls who you're nothing like, and of course that just kind of dies down because you can't keep up this false like charade. So in this first message, it's just a simple hi, hey, whatever, and a genuine compliment that my brain automatically generates for her. I'm telling you, this is
hey, hi, whatever. Let's have a look. First message. Hello, I think you are cute. Oh, thanks. You are cute too. Please ragdoll me. Alright.
The reason why I seem spontaneous and attractive. I have the confidence to just express how I feel about someone, and if she's anything like me, if she's compatible with me, she's attracted to that. Step number 3 after your first message, this is...
Well, I agree with the ethos, and I think that you should be doing that later on when you're texting over the phone and you've been out on a few dates or something like that. But in the beginning, just as a way of screening people, I like to keep it a lot more less freestyle. It doesn't mean to say that you can't be impromptu, because I have a structure. And I can improvise within that structure, but at the same time, I don't just wing it and say what I think and feel that early on until I get to know somebody and I feel like I can trust them a bit.
This is one of the most important parts of this, is to not let her lead the conversation. Now, let's say you send her the message, hi, you're cute. Very, very simple, right? And she
Yeah, I really agree with that.
says, oh, hi, thank you, how are you? Pause. Jeffries and all the little spurgs will be like, I'm good, how are you? Conversation dead. She thinks you're boring as f***. Most girls are boring, most girls are bad. Like, we can say they're bad at texting because they don't actually have to be good at texting because they've got the God level abundance. Most girls are pretty boring and they've got very, very basic sort of social skills. You can call me sexist, but it is the truth. She's gonna text you some boring bullshit as like, hey, how are you? Now, if you're a spurg, if you're a Jeffrey, let her lead the conversation and reply to her questions. Now, I text in almost a weirdly autistic way. Now, it is a business, formal way, emotional connection, like I said before, but it's almost autistic in the sense that when she texts me a message like, how are you? I respond as if I haven't even read that she's wrote that, because I will not let her lead the conversation straight into the garbage. I don't answer boring questions like that. She texts me, hey, Hamza, how are you? What's it to you, bitch? Why are you asking me for personal information? I'm not telling you. So keep that in mind. And then step 4 is that you lead the conversation.
Well, I think it's a mixture of the two. I wouldn't be that blunt. I would answer, but then I'd take it... This is where I can improvise, but then I'd take it back to the structure. So I'd still text the thing I was going to text anyway and lead the conversation towards a date. and answer her question at the same time, because she's being polite, and that's a sign of respect. And the three things I look for are honesty, trust and respect. So I'd reward her respect with an answer and show her respect in return, while also still leading the conversation. I understand what he's saying. I get what he's saying and doing what he's doing, but I don't think you have to be that blunt with it. I think you can answer, "Oh, I'm good, thank you, sweetheart. How are you?" And then say the thing that you're going to say anyway to lead the conversation.
To where you want it, which it should be, to meet up within a maximum of a couple of days. If you cannot meet up, I don't really respect you personally. I'm just going to give you my personal opinion here. If you can't meet up within a few...
Jesus, I thought I was rough. So ideally, you do want to be meeting up next night, next couple of days, 3 days tops, really. There could be a variety of reasons as to why she can't do it initially. But so long as she's getting back to you, so I believe you have to take people's circumstances into account. But you can't wait for it for too long. I've had girls go away and say, "I can't, but I can meet up next week," and then they still meet up next week because they really did have something on. And they might be going through a breakup, and they might want to finish with a boyfriend over the next week and then go out with you the following week. You never know.
Days, chances are you are very low value and you're texting her because she's the only girl that you currently can get. And so, she lives in a different country and you can't see her for 3 weeks or whatever. It kind of shows me, at least, and it shows everyone else, and it shows you, and
Oh yeah, I see what you're saying.
it shows her that you don't exactly have much respect for yourself, because you didn't want a texting buddy, did you? You wanted to connect with this girl, and quite frankly, especially for men, but even for women, the physical elements of our relationship with a woman and our love with a woman is incredibly important. And if you cannot meet her within a few days, it just dies. So in step 4, you are going to lead the conversation to where you want it, which is to organize a date within the next few days. And so let's talk about that date. So step 5 is to structure this date, and it's going to be something specifically that you are going to do anyway. That makes it incredibly easy and also more attractive to invite this girl to do.
This is where we differ. The first date, I would always meet up for a drink to specifically go on a date with her and get to know her, and for her to get to know me. I wouldn't go and do an actual date where you're going and doing an activity. I literally want to get a drink with her, sit down, have a chat and get to know her, to see if I like her, to see if I can trust her, to see what she's all about. I need to give her my full attention.
And this is where the sexiness of this guide goes away, and all the spurgs will start getting disinterested because they don't do anything fun. That's the sad fact, is if you're only doing fun stuff, if you're only
well, the fun is getting to know each other. If you know how to have a conversation with someone. Like, people go and watch stand-up comedians and all they're doing is talking on stage. People go and watch people in films and they're sitting in a dark room looking at a screen on a wall, and there's two people having a conversation. Conversations can be very interesting and riveting and in-depth and very fascinating. You don't have to be doing physical activities.
Fun stuff when you meet with a girl, and if you probably don't even do fun stuff with girls, then you're not going to be attractive anyway. This is why most young guys are so repulsive to women, because you don't do anything other than watch these dumb self-improvement videos. What are you going to text this girl like, "Hey, do you want to watch Hamza's new video?" Like that would be a sick day, I'm not going to lie. But she wants to enter your life. She doesn't want your life to be changed because of her.
He's sounding very much like all the other pickup guys, where he's talking about what he believes she wants. I don't think about what she wants. And I know that might sound a bit uncaring, but I listen to what she wants based on what she tells me. I don't assume to know what she wants, because every girl is different. I think about what I want to do and I invite her. I don't think about what she wants and how can I accommodate that. The first time we meet, we're going to get a drink and I want to get to know you. That's that. I don't need to go bowling or ice skating or jump out of an aeroplane or anything. I don't know you. I want to get to know you, to see if I want to spend any more time with you, because I might meet up and we might not have any chemistry. We might not like each other. So there's no point in planning a date until you know who you're going on a date with.
So you should already be doing fun, cool, adventurous stuff. But the thing is, you don't. That's why you're watching this type of autistic level video.
Again, this is where I disagree. This is where it's kind of like gets a bit fresh and fitty. You don't have to be doing all that shit. It helps, but you don't have to. In the same way that it helps to have a six-pack, but you don't have to. So it helps to be a billionaire, but you don't have to be. So I wouldn't fully agree with this.
right now, how to text girls. If you were doing fun stuff, you wouldn't need this guide. But my videos are for Jeffries, and so I will help you through this. Okay, what you need to start doing, which is stupid, like basic
I'm gonna need to find out what a fucking Jeffrey is.
advice that you're gonna get pissed off at. You have to leave your house and actually go try new things. Like, how many times have you heard that one piece of advice from your mother and from me? Try new things. Like, it's as simple. I'll give you the basic autistic level help here. It's as simple as going onto Google Maps.
He's used the word autistic a lot.
Maybe, and just seeing a few different places around you. Oh, there's a bar over here, there's a park over here, there's a comedy club here. That's what you're going to invite her to. But first, you're going to go to those places anyway. And so for step 5, how you're going to invite her onto the date, this is the message you're going to send. I'm going to do X. Would you like to join me? That's instantly 10 times more attractive than the standard shit that guys send, which is like, oh, do you want to...
Again, I don't think about how attractive I am. I'm thinking about if I'm attracted to her or not. I don't give a fuck if she's attracted to me or not.
Do you want to hang out sometime? Do you want to Netflix and chill? Do you want to like do something? No. Now, step 6, in case she wasn't very extremely responsive to that and she didn't immediately say yes, is to rearrange the date a couple of times. I'll leave it up to you. I would suggest 1 to a maximum of 3 times. That if she says, oh, I can't do that, or I'm not really into that, she'll say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't do Friday night. And so you say, okay, no worries. What's your schedule looking like? She should make it to get this date booked in. If it feels to get it booked in.
Oh, I thought he arranges a date, so many times in order to, build attraction or whatever. No. If she's rearranging it and she keeps doing it, no, fuck her.
She's not really that interested in you. And if you do somehow like trick her into coming out on the date, she's going to be like the type of girl, because she's not interested in you, she's not even attracted to you, she's just going to be on her phone whilst you're out together.
Yeah, I mean, I've never had a date like that, but I can imagine that, yeah.
You want to be meeting girls who actually are really attracted to you, which is, again, this unsexy answer, because you have to go and do a few years of self-improvement first before women are actually attracted to you.
Well, that's not necessarily true, but you do have to search for a few years to find somebody that's attracted to you, that's worth having as a girlfriend.
Black Bill Spugs, like, wait, what about genetics, Hamza? What about looks? How your navel can voltage? So after you've tried to book in a date, let's say 1 to 3 times, if it's still not working, cut your losses, stop messaging her. Maybe potentially in like a month, when you randomly see the messages again because you've been scrolling down your phone for some reason, maybe send another message then and go from there. But generally, if I can't get a date booked for the same week, I know that we're never going to meet, and it's easier for me to just kind of forget this girl exists than to continue trying.
I agree with that. The other way that I've had it happen is that you rematch with someone months down the later and they're in a different position in their life and they were actually genuinely attracted to you, but they were going through so much shit at the time. There's been about 3 or 4 girls that I've had that with. So you can rematch them again later on, so don't worry about it.
To set it up for the future. So step 7 is that the date is now booked. You're planning to meet at 7 p.m. on Friday. Up until then, every now and then, when your brain expresses it to you, you're now going to send what I just call emotional connection texts, which is as simple at this stage. Let's say you've just kind of met this girl through a dating app and you spoke to her literally just 10 messages. It's as simple as just randomly the next day just texting her like, excited to see you tomorrow. As simple as that. It's something that if you feel that way, text her, because it makes people feel good when you do this. And think about it for yourself. If a girl texted you like that, you'd feel awesome. Now, if a girl has actually booked a date with you and she's going to meet you, she's attracted to you, she's interested in you, she likes something about you. Now, if she considers you somewhat high value, she doesn't know you like I do. I know you're a spurg, but... And that means that if you send her one of these like emotional connecting text messages, it's actually going to make her feel good. And all the
yeah, I do it, again, a lot more formally. Like, I'm looking forward to meeting you this evening. And it's a good way just to throw something out there to make sure that she can still make it for that night.
Like the pill guys, black pill, red pill, whatever. All these like little weirdy internet people will disagree with me and say, no, don't make her feel good, bro. Don't make whatever. But why not make someone feel good? Especially, the thing is, if she's into you, which if she's got to be, if she's booking, like, she can book the date and obviously like have other guys booked and not meet you and stuff. But we're going to assume that she's into us because it's the only way that we can truly operate. If she's into you, then why not make her feel good? So up until you're going to meet, maybe you'll send 1 to 2 messages per day, which is just kind of like this emotional connection. You're not going to send funny memes or anything or stuff.
But also, it's not about making her feel good. Again, I'm doing it from a very solipsistic frame. I'm sending it because I really am looking forward to meeting her. I enjoy, when I used to date a lot, I used to enjoy dating. So I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't enjoy it.
To try and and make her laugh. It's only about building up a little bit of a connection where you just kind of express what your brain is genuinely saying about her. So in your mind through the next day, you'll get a thing of like, oh, I'm meeting that girl on Friday. You can literally just like tell her, I just got this thought in my mind, like, oh, I'm meeting that girl on Friday. That is authentic. Now, straight away, all the guys will disagree with me again. But the thing is, if that is the type of person you are, if that is what your brain, if that is what you have genuinely thought, then if you express that
again, I think this is good advice for a bit later on. I don't think it's so great for early on, because I treat it being a bit more of a professional. And I know that might sound a bit cold, but it's not. I'm turning up to essentially audition this person to see if they're good enough for going out with me. Like a job interview, if you're hiring someone for a company, you want to take it seriously. The focus of attention is on them. You don't have to worry about what you're doing or how you feel. It's kind of irrelevant. You're going there to interview somebody to see if they're worth going out with. That's essentially what a date is.
Or anyone who's not compatible with you. So if you, let's say you send it to like a bad bitch and she's like, wait, this guy's kind of weird, like he's sending me these lovey-dovey texts, but like I usually just sleep with guys who spit in my mouth. Well, then you're clearly not compatible with her. As men, you have to realize that we still need standards, and the standards that we need, because we would sleep with anyone, the standards that we need is that we will only want to continue things with girls who are attracted to our...
I don't think anyone, but I know what he's saying. Like, there are some girls that I went out with that I weren't as attracted to, and when it got to sleeping with them, I couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it because I just wasn't attracted to them.
Genuine authenticity, like that's the standard. If you show your authentic self and a woman isn't attracted to that, then she isn't up to your standard. So step 8 of this texting process is then to meet for the day, to have a fun time. Maybe you'll even sleep with her, and especially if you do sleep with her, or even if you just kind of connect it in any other way.
Maybe you will, but again, it's pretty much on what I want to do. So obviously you need consent, I'm not saying that, but if the situation's right, the girl will want to sleep with you more so.
Here right now is when it's very important to express that same type of texting behavior that you've been doing. So let's say you meet for the day, you have a good time. After that, you're still going to text in the exact same, somewhat business formal manner, with also the emotional connecting text in between. So the business formal manner is how you get the dates booked, and the emotional connection text is how you just kind of express how you're feeling about her. It's so important to do those emotional texts, because that is how you filter out the women who are actually for you. So this texting strategy, kind of like cringy incel to call it strategy, but if that's what it is, it invokes your honesty, your authenticity, and your confidence, and that's why it works. That's why it works.
I do agree with the ethos of what he's saying.
Better than every other guide that I've personally followed. Let's go through some frequently asked questions. Now, the best question that you could ask, which no one asks, is what is the best mindset that I should hold when texting girls? If you can get the mindset nailed down, honestly, you'll be successful. But no one asks about that. Everyone's like, oh, but which meme should I send? How should I send her a message 3 days or 5 days later? 17 minutes? Or no, just shut the f up, bro. The mindset is all that matters. What is the best mindset that you can have? It's number one, to know that for men, it is always a numbers game, which means that in the beginning stages, you need quite a low emotional investment into this one particular girl. You need to convey abundance. What that means...
Exactly. And it's not just to convey abundance, it's to know that you do have abundance. Again, don't worry about conveying abundance. I don't care what she's thinking about. I know I'm abundant. That it's the difference between faking it till you're making it and just knowing that you've already made it. It's non-performative. You're not performing for someone else. You just are.
Is that you either need to have other women in your life, or you need to pretend like you have other women in your life. You need to just kind of like act like you do. The reason for this mindset is because, quite frankly, you're not going to meet up 99% of the girls that you ever interact with. Let's just be honest. 99% of the girls that you match with on Tinder, that you meet in public and whatever, you're never actually going to meet them. You're probably going to meet about 1% of girls. Because put it this way, you...
Well, let's say if I forget what it was, because I was keeping track out of interest, and I think it was about 10%. So let's say you match with 10 girls, and then from those 10 girls, you'll go out with, say, 5. This is off the top of my head, but it's about right. And then from those ones that you go out with, 2 you might go on a second date with, and 1 you might sleep with. So it's 10%. It's 1 in 10 that you will probably end up sleeping with, because she likes you, you like her, the chemistry is right, and all that kind of stuff. But even then, this is how particular I am. Even then, I still would not sleep with a girl. I'm just very similar to a female in the sense that I'm very picky with who I sleep with because my dick is very precious and I want to be careful where I'm sticking it.
You've come across probably hundreds, probably thousands of girls on social media, dating apps and everything. And how many girls have you actually like truly met up over the last few years? Probably like tens, right?
I was going on 3 dates a day, so I was booking one for lunchtime, one for the afternoon and one for the evening. So I don't know if that answers the question.
So it's about 1%. And so you need to have that in mind, that there is about a 1% chance that you meet this girl.
I don't think it's as little as 1%, but I know what he's saying. Let's say if you swipe on 100 girls, you might get 1% match rate, let's say.
Don't let that, kind of like depress you or anything. Just think to yourself, okay, there's probably a 1% chance, like, I'm not really going to care so much right now. You still, if you end up, thinking about her, then you're going to express that thought. But you're also going to think, yeah, there was a 1% chance anyway. So if she, for example, ignores your message, or she says, she can't meet you, whatever, or she's not interested in you, there's only a 1% chance you're going to meet her anyway. So you just get on to the next one. And the second, probably more important mindset that you should really, really note down is that girls just want to have fun. Girls go where the fun is. Now, if you're living a fun life, girls will automatically enter your life. Now, if you're trying to have fun through text, girls will automatically leave your life. She can't be your fun. She has to be invited into the fun.
But if she fancies you, just the fact that you're getting back to her will feel like fun. This is what I'm saying. You don't need to do anything as such. Because a lot of these guys make you feel like you're not good enough and that you need to do something. And it is good to do things on dates. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go and do things. I'm not saying that you shouldn't have a six-pack. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try and get rich. But you should do those things because you enjoy doing them. Not because you're doing it based on how it's going to come across to somebody else. Because that's not being authentic. That's performing.
Again, this is why most young guys are terrible with girls, because you're not actually living a fun life. You're not actually doing anything like good with your life, quite frankly. You're trying to have fun texting girls. Girls don't want to have fun texting. They just want to enter an already fun lifestyle. The second, probably most asked question is, how often should I text? How long should I wait between my texts? That tells me you're a bit of a spurg and you're just overthinking it. When you see her message and you're currently in a personal life mood, reply. So what I mean by personal life is that you're currently not, for example, studying. You're currently not, for example, working. So in my specific example, I'm working, I'm doing my business work till probably about 5 till 8 p.m. or something, and I'm in business mode. For my business, I go onto WhatsApp a lot to message my clients. And WhatsApp is generally where I also message girls too. I will see her message and I won't reply because I'm not currently in a personal life mode. But as soon as I'm in a personal life mode and she sent me a message, I'm going to reply. Don't do the internet of like, double her time and stuff, because it takes away from your authenticity. Now, preferably, you're already like too busy to be replying quickly. Now, if you see her message all the time and if you're almost always in a personal life mode to the point that you feel like you can reply constantly, that shows me that you're a loser, and that shows me that you've got bigger problems than learning how to text. If this sounds like you're probably getting pissed off that I just insulted you. You should consider a dopamine detox and it will change your life, but I think you're probably not going to do that.
I don't know what to say about all that.
Because you sound like a spurg. Third very important question is, what if we can't meet because of X?
Is that like the 5th time he's said about Asperger's or autism or something like that? And I'm starting to feel a bit disappointed by this guy.
What if we can't meet because she lives in a different country, or because she lives really far away, or because of the COVID lockdown rules or anything? And to that, I want to respond with a question to you. Do you really want a texting buddy? Now, you might think, oh yes, like texting is kind of fun. I've enjoyed texting her. Bullshit. You've enjoyed texting her, but it isn't the texting that you actually wanted to do. You've just enjoyed connecting with a woman. But this level of connection through text messages is nothing compared to the real life connection. Like an internet relationship is not a substitute for a real relationship. High value men do not have relationships through the internet. So again,
this high value men bullshit again. I don't even want to talk about it. I've spent time talking about it on the Fresh and Fit video. I'll put a link to the Fresh and Fit video. I'll put all my Fresh and Fit videos into one like big long video. And they love the old high value man stuff, don't they? So yeah, I'll put a link to that because I'm not going to go through it all again. But you don't need to be a high value man. You already are of value. Just as you're a human being, you're innately valuable.
If you're considering something like this, you really do have to take like a look at yourself and think, Why am I settling for this? And finally, the last major question is, what if I truly enjoy texting? Can I send her memes? You know, it's mutual interest. We like memes. And to that, I want to bring back the formal point that I had, that girls just want to have fun. And the issue is that if she's having a fun text conversation with what seems like a boring guy, and boring guys, like, you're a boring guy. If you're talking about memes and shit, let's be honest, your life's not that great. She's then going to keep you at that level of just texting. Think about what you're conveying to her. Your life's not that interesting. You're over-investing into this girl. You're spending your own time trying to make her laugh and sending memes and funny pictures and stuff. She's actually getting some fun out of the conversation. She's messaging you back and everything. It's so exciting for you to get this connection with a woman. The issue is that she's essentially getting the best of you already, which is that she knows you're not going to be much better in person. And so she's never going to actually meet you. You've just reduced yourself to a
Jesus, if a meme is the best of me, I'm fucked.
notification on her phone. Now, you're happy with that you get from her, which is her notification on your phone, because it validates you getting this girl's like name on pop up on your phone. But that was never what you wanted anyway. The issue with these fun text conversations that the younger guys say, like, oh, you know, text game's absolutely necessary. She won't meet you unless you text her for 17 days first. It shows what type of guy you are.
Yeah, I don't believe in text game, and I don't believe in the game. Like I said several times on this channel, I believe the only winning move is not to play the game.
She is going to enjoy those conversations. She is going to enjoy those memes. But she's never then going to actually think, oh, let me go meet this guy.
But again, I don't care about what she's thinking about, because I'm not thinking about her. I don't spend that much time thinking about her. It's such a... It sounds like a beta male mindset to be worried about how you're coming across to somebody. Even if you are acting like an alpha, it doesn't make sense to me. So many guys are saying this. I genuinely don't give a fuck. I'm not pretending.
She wants to meet the guy who she's, one, attracted to, two, she's interested in, and three, that she wants to see more of. She wants to figure you out. If you're already giving...
That's what I'm doing. I don't care about what she's doing, because I'm not a mind reader. Even though I was a magician for several years, and I can have the ability to read minds and hypnotise people. I'm not doing that when I'm dating. No, I don't. I like to switch off. I don't like to perform. I'm going in there based on what I want and what I think of her, not what she thinks of me. I don't give a fuck what she thinks of me.
Everything through text. She doesn't need to meet you. You'll be reduced to just that texting buddy for her, and she's got a lot of those texting buddies. Like, maybe it's my ego or something, bro. And my heart goes out when I meet a girl, and always the same thing where she's got 10 guys unopened on her Snapchat and her Instagram and her text. My heart goes out to these losers, because they're sending her paragraphs on paragraphs on paragraphs. They've been having such deep conversations, and these girls meet me when I send them a sentence. If you think that I'm boasting, this channel's probably not for you. I'm just telling you what has truly worked for me over the last year of this type of development, over the last like 5-6 years of this development. The business formal manner, sending emotional connection text in the middle. Now, since you've watched all this video, what I'll do is I'll give you a little extra treat, and I'll just have a bunch of screenshots of my real text to girls, so you can just have a look for some like inspiration.
There'll be another at the end of this video, and I've scribbled out certain bits of the text, but you see the full text once you buy the product, and you'll see exactly how I run my texting. But again, I wouldn't call it text game. It's just texting a girl to meet up.
Hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Right, I started off really liking that guy. How do I pause this for? Right, I started out really liking that guy, and just halfway through, near the end, and a few of the things that he was saying, I didn't quite agree with him on. But I think 85-90% of what he's saying here is good advice. It's good, solid advice. And if you're a blue pill beta male guy and you follow this, you're going to have better results. I'm not saying that you won't. There's just a few things that I don't agree with him on that I've mentioned throughout the video. And it's more of an internal frame than it is an external one. And it's not, like I said before, it's not him. It's like so many guys thinking about what she's thinking about and how they're coming across to the girl. It just blows my mind. Yeah, check out his channel, check out his stuff, check out my stuff, and then go check out Tinder and get yourself a nice date. Hello, my name is Doug, and I've created a video tutorial called What to Message a Girl for Online Dating Success. The reason why I've created this product is to help those men out there who are dating online but are not getting the replies or getting the dates that they desire. My product will teach you what to message a girl, what not to message a girl, when to message a girl, how to respond when you're not sure what to write, what to do if she doesn't reply, how to get her phone number, and how to communicate to get online dating success. If you're getting matches and no success, this product is for you. It's what you need to do today to start getting success with your matches. I'll also be talking about other issues such as how to spot red flags, identify time wasters, to stay out the friend zone, how to deal with ghosting, simmering and icing. Not only will I be giving you exactly what you need, copy and paste, I'll also be explaining to you the reason why I'm writing what I'm writing so you can understand the psychology and know what behaviours to look out for and which ones to avoid. This product is packed with value. I've tried to cram as much as I can into a short amount of time as possible while being the most informative. If you're a man and you're confused and frustrated with what to text with online dating, this product is the solution for you to get more dates in less time. Click the link in the description box below to buy the product and change your dating life forever.